Galactic year is approximately 230 million years. Why 230 million? Because that's how long the sun takes to make a full orbit around the galaxy. So 230 million years ago was the last time that the Earth used to be exactly where we are now in the galaxy. So what happened last time we were here? Well, 230 million years ago is roughly the birthday of the group dinosaurs and mammals. Now, if you're thinking dinosaurs like T-Rex, no. That came much, much later. Alright? The dinosaur asteroid, that was 66 million years ago. We're talking 230 million years ago. So this isn't even the Cretaceous, this isn't even the Jurassic, this is the Triassic. And just a couple million years after the greatest mass extinction the Earth has ever witnessed. So we're still recovering from that at this time, which happened around 250 million years ago. And our ancestors looked something like this. Just a little rodent-like mammal. That's pretty common because the rodents really are the cockroaches of the mammal world, Although cockroaches aren't really the cockroach of the bug world. That's actually beetles. The beetles can survive fucking anything. and because of that, we were able to, our little mammal ancestors were able to survive anything too, because they ate beetles. Anyway, now, if we were going to go back to 2 galactic years ago, that would put us all the way back into the Ordovician, 460 million years ago. Now, this is so far back in time that the only life forms you could see on land were the little mosses and little, like lichens that were living off of the rocks that the waves were splashing on the coast. That was the only plant or animal living on land at this time. Now, our ancestors are a little ridiculous looking, and I love them. Just look at this dude. His name is Sacabambaspis. Sacabambaspis. And he is your ancestor. Like, you can't tell me that this isn't you. Look at this dude. And he's one of the very, very early vertebrates, and he doesn't even have jaws. Jaws weren't invented yet. They're just sucking shit up off the sea floor. No jaws, no teeth, nothing. All he has is this little tadpole shape and an armored head. Got a lot of head armor. Big, thick skull. And yeah, there's some pretty interesting reef systems going on. And also, it is very likely that around this time, Earth had a ring. Yeah, like Saturn. It is, hypothesized with a lot of other evidence that I'll get to, but that a comet was zooming past the Earth around this time and got so close that it actually broke up, and a large part of it kept orbiting around the Earth. Now, we think this is the case not only because of the weird climate changes going on at this time, but because of, the sunlight that would be reflecting off of it and being shaded from these rings, but also because along the equator is tons and tons of meteor impacts, over the course of this whole period. And it's very striking how frequent these impacts are along the band of the equator compared to anywhere else, which means that most likely there was a ring across the equator and bits of it would fall down as the ring eventually disintegrated and fell down to Earth. And yeah, 460 million years ago is a long, long time. And pretty interesting reefs. And this guy would have lived in an area called the Great American Carbonate Bank. So this is where like both continents of the Americas were underwater, but not very deep underwater. So you have this kind of continental kiddie pool where you have a whole ocean that is on average only like 9 feet deep, which hosted enormous reefs. And really, one of the places I really wish I could visit if I had a time machine. Now, 3 galactic years ago is a long, long time indeed. We're hitting around 690 million years ago, which is right around the time, a little bit after the first actual animals emerge. And you want to know what those are? Drum roll, please. Fucking sponges. Yeah, you heard that right. Your ancestor is a goddamn sponge. What is a sponge? Nobody fucking knows. It's a weird fucking thing. Honestly, it's kind of like a rock that is also alive. It's like it's like a colony of microbes. It's built by microorganisms. I mean, not quite, because a lot of these microbes have like a genome to themselves, and they grow the structure and do part of the metabolism, but a lot of the metabolism is done by microbes that aren't a part of the animal itself. Like we have like a microbiome inside of us. We have microbes that aren't us. A lot of what does the essential functions of these very early sponges is that. And literally every single animal on Earth evolved from sponges, which is very, very strange. Except for one animal group, and that's the ctenophores. It's a kind of comb jelly, which they were actually the first animals on Earth, but they never evolved into any other animal group besides just this specific type of jellyfish, which is strange but interesting. And and these aren't even the first sponges. You could go back a few, like, dozen million years before this, potentially even like 100 million years before this, potentially. and still find sponges and these very early ctenophores, except sponges would have been much, much earlier at this point. And so much, in fact, that if you were to see one, it would just look like this white, like almost like a grain of rice. But when you pick it up, it's like a rock with a bunch of holes in it, where it, sucks in microbes and farms/consumes them, and, filter feeds and stuff. Sponges are weird things. I can't explain them in the detail they deserve, because they are just wild creatures, like very strange. And yeah, and that's, all of the animal kingdom right there. Although you could go back a few more million years. Let's do the math. Okay, so if you went back 6.5 galactic years, which is approximately 1.5 billion years ago, you would find the first fungus. That's how old fungus is compared to the animal kingdom. Alright? The first sponge from which all animals evolved from, except for ctenophores, was around 700 million years ago, which means that fungus is like 700 million years older than that. More than that. More like 800 million years older than that. Which is crazy. Which literally means that fungus is more ancient to the first animal on Earth than the first animal on Earth is to us. That's how ancient and strange fungus is.